Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ian as a Weirdo. I have a bunch of different types of yarn here, and I wanted to just kind of show you my thought process into how I got to the two colors that I decided to pick. So I have a couple different like variations of orange. This is green. So I have this Just Yarn plush from the Dollar Tree, and it's a really nice yarn. It works like really nice on knitting machines, but I think they've since discontinued this. I got a bunch from a very good friend of mine, so I really appreciate that. The closest thing that I found to it, because it's not quite. I guess it's a chignon. I really don't know, like, yarn types, I guess. The closest thing I found to it is Little Bunny. So both of these are made by Premier. So I guess they would know what is the closest, but you can see that this is a 5 weight, just bulky, and then this is a 4 weight. So it's not quite as fluffy, but the core of it is about the same. So I think you probably use them semi interchangeably. This is a much more like red based orange, and so I wanted to make like a pumpkin hat, but I didn't want it to be so. If it was like cheesy, quirky, silly, goofy, whatever. I want it to be like a kid's hat, like a kid would like to wear. And so, like, all of these are like, like to me, an adult would not wear generally one of these like fluffy hats. I also had chenille. I had white chenille and I had green that was very similar to this that I used to make froggies with. And I was like, oh, I could do like a pumpkin spice latte, which is what I ended up doing, but I ended up using it with just worsted weight uh, basic yarn. So this is Pound of Love. I actually tend to hate using it. It just always gives me a problem. And then this is Big Twist, which I also don't love. So I'm just using up all the love, all the uh, yarn I don't love. Um, so I originally was gonna make a baby hat because I was like, maybe I'll put some of the fluffiness in. So I put some baubles. It's really hard to see with the white. I put some baubles in on every other. I did a double bauble every other stitch, which creates kind of a bit of a hole there. So I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna tackle this, if I'm gonna keep it as a baby hat or if I'm gonna make an adult hat now that I'm using kind of more normal yarns. So um, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So the thing about working a bobble is when you work it, you are actually working the back from the backside. So so just so you know, if you don't already, that you will be creating the bump on the side, like 3D on the side. Um, I It is very easy to make a bobble. It took me a while. Like it took me a couple of tries at first, but I found that it actually was a lot easier than I was making it out to be, and I really enjoy this stitch. So I'm putting two bobbles in the same spot because you're supposed to have an increase, and I didn't know how I was gonna do the increase. Um, if I wanted to have like, because like then like some would have like a bobble on another stitch, and someone have. So I was like, okay, I'll just put two bobbles. Hey, stop doing this stare down thing. So I'm kind of in a weird mood. Kind of in a weird place because I'm kind of feeling a little bit perhaps hypomanic, and I haven't been very easy to get along with this evening, and kind of experienced a lot of like mixed or like rapid cycling things, and it's just not, it does just never settle well. Um, so I I don't even know. Like I wanted to make at first I was like, oh, it'll be a baby hat. So making the puff stitches up here will be perfect. It'll put a little pom pom. It'll be so cute. And now I'm like, do I want to make a baby hat? Or do I want to? Because this is when I thought I was still going to use fuzzy yarn. So it's like, do I want to make a baby hat, or do I want to? Because like here's the thing. I don't really like making stuff for babies. Wearables for babies, I should say, because they outgrow them very quickly. So I find them to be kind of a waste of money. And granted, you can do whatever you want with your money, but I just want to be like, you know, reasonable for parents, and I don't know. I just kind of never know about these projects. So in between the double bubble, hey Zach, I am putting just one single crochet, and yeah, so I'm not sure what this is gonna be. Stupid caps lock. I just thought you were really excited to see me. Okay, I'm putting another bobble right here. So even though I'm making a pumpkin spice hat, I think I should make it for kids because, like, honestly, it's gonna be a little gimmicky. I'm always happy to see you. Thank you. I'm always happy to see you as well. Um, so, uh, even though, I think this could be like a cute little top to like a baby's hat, and they have a little pom pom. That would be cute. Um, I forgot what I was saying. I don't know. Doing a live Monday night at 9 Eastern time. I haven't done one since Wednesday of last week. Yeah, I saw you post that you weren't going to do one on Friday. Is everything okay? I've been having a couple of weeks, and so I'm just hoping that I get a break from it all, because that would be really nice. So I hope you're doing well, Zach. Always hope you're doing well because you're sweet. You deserve it. I may or may not be on. I think I might have something scheduled at that time, but if I don't, I'll try to show up and say, hey, do you think you're so hard to open? Okay. My cat is being a grade A doofus. What did I do? Okay. Okay, I put a single crochet where I needed it. Needed to put a double. Okay. Because 20 minutes. I gotta use, so I just cancel it. Yeah, that makes sense. It just sometimes you just gotta be like, okay, that's just what we'll do this week. Yeah, I still need to work on like getting a better schedule. It's hard when my life is pretty hectic right now, so it's like once that calms down, it will be a lot easier to make a schedule. But um, I have a lot of things coming up and a lot of things that I hate canceling. I feel like I'm letting them. Just, I wouldn't say that that's the way to put it, because like, look, you could have done it, but like instead of saying like, hey, I'm gonna be like winded and I'm gonna be like tired and exhausted, like you're just like, hey, don't you know, I can't do it, and no one expects you to be a superhuman and do everything. Um, so don't put that pressure on yourself. That's not it's not healthy. And I am the king of letting people know what healthy is when I myself am not. So you can tell me to shut up anytime. Okay, so we're nearing the end of the baubles. So I'm making a pumpkin spice latte hat, and I'm gonna try to. We'll see how this works. I'm kind of making up the pattern as I go, so so we'll just kind of see what it turns out. I'm using Big Twist Value in the color white, and then I'm going to be using Pound of Love, Lion Brand Pound of Love in pumpkin spice. I don't really like Pound of Love. It's not my favorite yarn, but king of procrastination. Yeah, I'll let you have that, even though who knows, I might have you beat. Um, so yeah, I just like, I think that's the thing about being sick is like you start to get really tired of being sick all the time, and it just becomes kind of like, can I just have like a freaking break? You know? Like, that would be really, really nice. But instead, I'm experiencing all of these terrible symptoms. I didn't really talk about it, but I ended up in the hospital the other day, and I didn't get admitted because I left before that happened, but I was just having such hard of a time that I needed that extra care. And then, you know, they took so long to take me back that I just was like, I'll just go home and sleep. But I think like knowing yourself, knowing your side effects, knowing kind of where you're going to be in those periods of time are are really important. Room needs a clean. Yeah, mine too. Mine is not good, especially after I pulled those wigs out. It was just like makeup on wigs, on makeup, on makeup, on makeup, on makeup, on yarn, on fucking more yarn. So I did this one thing. Cans everywhere. Yeah, I try to clear my cans before I start any project because I have right now. I have one drink. I have a empty thing of apple juice, and I have my Wednesday mug. Um, so yeah. Hey baby. Hey baby. So I did a type of crochet that I've never done before. And because I was like, let me start a new series, like a new series for my channel. And I started it and I was like, Mel, give me just like a word or two words um, to describe something I need to crochet. And she gave me the hardest thing I can possibly think of to crochet. And I was like, I was like looking at her like, what the fuck have you done? And so I spent hours trying to make anything work. And I had my phone up here. I have a little thingamabob that holds phones um, under my ring light, and I put my phone up there because I went into video like top down and like lost most of the footage. Like it stopped recording after 3 minutes, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And this is annoying. And then started having a lot of problems with what I was crocheting, and I'm really hoping that I can get the footage to you. You're gonna diamond paint tomorrow. Oh, that's fun. Um, so I was just like, it fed on every nerve that I have to do this particular, particular type of crochet. And I am not good at playing stuff like this cool. So, so I finished this round. I'm gonna do a I'm gonna do a slip stitch, and so now we have. It looks like a cloud, like it looks like a Super Mario cloud, doesn't it? Hi, Ian and Zach. Arnie lost his mom. Wasn't just letting you all know. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, that's so tough. I can't even imagine. But thank you for sharing it so that we can send our thoughts um, your way. Um, so I'm gonna do. Um, so this isn't quite the. This isn't quite the shape that I wanted. In chat till someone got there to be with him. Oh. I hate that. I hate hearing that. Okay, so I worked on this and I think that it's like it could be flat if we just like let it. If we just convinced it, like, maybe with some like coercion that, that it can be flat. So I think that I'm going to start the pumpkin spice portion. And I, so I'm trying to make a pumpkin spice hat, and I've gone through a bunch of different yarn and colors and yarn types. I've got, chenille yarn. I've got this fluffy. Um, I don't even, I don't even know what to call it. It's Little Bunny by Premier. It's as close as I can find to Just Yarn Plush. But you missed a stitch. Oh no. So I was like, I wanted to make like a cute little baby hat that looked like a pumpkin spice latte, but I don't think that that's what this is. Um, but I mean, we'll see. We can give it a try. We can always undo it. That's not a big deal. So I'm going to undo the stitch. And I'm gonna keep it attached because I'm just playing with stuff right now. Yeah, I'm having a pretty challenging day. Um, Challenging weeks, challenging months. It kind of never seems to end, and I'm trying to keep my cool, but I'm not particularly good at that. I don't want to pull it from the outside. I hate it over the big skeins. Okay, so I found something. What is this? Okay. Pulling the tape off, and I think that this is better. What the shit? What is going on? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. So both of them somehow go around the outside. Mistakes happen. Mistakes do happen, absolutely. Counting helps, even though it seems super annoying. Um, you know, we're always learning. Uh, so yeah, I've been working really hard on working on this pattern that I haven't really talked about, because I want it to be a secret. So here's the reason why it's a secret. And this might be like delusional or stupid or I don't know, whatever. But okay. I'm convinced that there is no like pull like in this yarn. Like it's just like it's all wrapped. It's all wrapped. Oh my gosh. This is so annoying. Oh, good God. Oh, 8 pound of love. Okay, we're just gonna lay this ball of bullshit over here. Okay, let's see. So, like I said, I spent most of the day working on something, a new series that ultimately I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm having so much trouble uploading videos. And then where's some yarn? Find this too thin for me to use. Yeah, I honestly I didn't start using thin yarn until very, very recently. And it's like I understand what some people really enjoy it, but it's definitely a different experience. So just do what you can, forget the rest, whatever they say. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing the flat circle. Wait, why is it a triple? Did I do a double yarn over? This is so stupid. So I tried doing this type of crochet that my wife suggested, and it was gonna be what's cool in crochet, and she just says the most random thing, and I try to make that work with crochet. And so it was supposed to inspire me and get me excited about yarn, and the word she says was the most annoying. It was the most annoying experience I've had in a while. And so so I spent hours trying to do that, and I'm trying to like get the footage onto my computer, but we'll see how that works. Um, and so there's that, and then I've been working really hard on this other pattern that I uh, um, that I've kept a secret, and like this might sound like delusional or crazy or I don't know, dumb, whatever. But I haven't told anyone because like I think it's such a good, like creative, cool idea that I'm like, someone's gonna steal it and someone's gonna be faster at crocheting than I am. So like it will like someone will just speed past me and make it. And I'm like, I can't let that happen. So I gotta keep it secret. But like you all know that I hate keeping secrets. So I just like I'm going a little bit crazy, crazier. I don't know. Um, and it's not fun. I'm done by the end of year for socks, and that's in October. Yeah, I wanted to do like I really wanted to do more kind of creative. I don't know, creative projects in October, and I had the crochet along, but the crochet along kind of fell through. So I was just like, okay, well, I'll just kind of, do whatever I want. Like, if I see yarn that inspires me, I'm gonna just go for it. And that's kind of how, like, I saw this, which is like a pumpkin spice color. And then I was like, this, and I was like, I don't think they actually really go together because this is chenille, and then this is just some furry yarn. I don't know. But it's not faux fur. And then I was like, oh, and I have this and this little bunny, and those are in pumpkin colors. So I was like, maybe I'll do that. And so I started working and putting things back and trying things, and I was like, if I'm gonna make it for a baby, I want to make sure I like can size it right. And I don't know. That's a lot of stuff. My brain is going a mile a minute. It's yeah, I think I might be manic, but it happens. Um, Probably should have kind of known, but sometimes like this didn't sneak up on me. It's just like manifesting in like a bunch of different ways that I kind of am just like I'm just along for the ride. Also, there were a lot of projects that I wanted to do. A couple months ago, when I started thinking about Halloween, there were a couple things that I really wanted to do. I really wanted to make the Lydia Beetlejuice from Beetlejuice, the cartoon. I wanted to make her poncho, which is like a spider web blanket. It's like red and black spider web blanket, but it just has a hole in it. So it was like the pattern is there. I just make some slight modifications, I think. And but then so I get my surgery date, and it is October 13th, which is 10 days before my birthday. It is 18 days before Halloween. And I don't know how much of like this motion I'm going to be able to do. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to crochet. And I don't know if I'm going to be upright or, what. Um, and Then Mel's birthday is the 20th, so I want to make sure that I have like energy by the 20th to do things. So maybe I'm thinking like too far ahead of this stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I could ask, but like normal recovery time is, but like Um, I think I think on one hand I'll be a little bit faster because I'm not getting nipple grafts. So like when you the kind of like the standard package comes with nipple grafts where they take a part of your areola and your nipple and they graft that onto your chest, your new chest, and that like any skin graft has a chance of rejection and stuff like that. So I'm not getting that done. I'm actually planning on getting tattoos done and everything's super healed, super fine, and I don't have to worry about anything going wrong with that. So that's my um, so that is hopefully going to work in my favor. Um, and I, um, but I also have a tendency to, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to overdo it after the surgery, bust a seam, and like need like additional surgeries. You know, I feel like that's kind of like my luck with a lot of things. So I'm gonna try to like defy my luck and see if I can make it through just fine. Just really nice tattoos there. Yeah, I have too. Yeah, and like especially like if you can get a 3D tattoo artist, which I haven't been able to find one for some reason. Like North Carolina is a black hole of tattoo artists. Like it's I don't know what it's about, but I've always had trouble finding a tattoo artist, keeping it a tattoo artist. So So if you know the flat circle technique for doing increases, that's basically just what I'm doing now. But the baubles, because they're so large, um, they kind of change the curvature a little bit. So I'm gonna play and adjust this to get it to kind of act like a normal hat. And I don't know if it's gonna fit my head. I don't think so. I think this is gonna have to be a baby hat. But then it's like, well, how old is that baby in the window? you know? Um, so it's like, okay, well, you can make a pumpkin hat, and then like someone needs it for a newborn, someone needs it for a 6 month old, or someone needs it for an 8 month old. Like it's just, we have a ton in Indiana, but I'm an out. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, when uh, I used to, I've been to Indiana a couple times. I've been for Gen Con in Indianapolis, um, which is a board game convention. Um, but I have also been to Chicago a bunch of times, couple times, and I love Chicago. Like I don't know what it is about the vibe of Chicago, but like I just really like it. And like I didn't go into the suburbs. I stayed in like I have a like we have my wife has family in Naperville, I think it's called. But I stayed in the city, and I just loved it. I was like, the people are so cool. Like everyone seems nice. Yeah, there's crime, but like there's crime everywhere. So, um, you know, it it that kind of didn't dissuade me from liking Chicago, which maybe it should have, but I don't know. I remember I was there on a business trip one time, and I was there with someone else who was in the same business trip, but she was going somewhere else. But we decided to take our Uber to the airport together, and this guy, um, uh, you know, calls up the Uber, and I didn't realize that I had ordered like the Uber that other people could get in with you on, because I had said that we had two people. So I didn't. I've never had this problem before, where like other people would get in too. Um, but so we were going through, like, so he had his girlfriend and their kid, and they all got in. This is like a four-door sedan. This is not like the place to like fit. So like the kid wasn't in a seatbelt. Like it was just like, okay, we're doing this. Hey, Daniel. Um, and it turns out we like went to the south side of Chicago, which I know has a reputation for being um, a little bit more dangerous. And I grew up. How do I word this? Um, like, I don't know. Like, so I went to magnet schools and like growing up, and magnet schools are generally, at least here, maybe everywhere, I don't know. They're generally uh, put in like low income places. And so I, being the person that I am, just got used to being in these places, meeting these people, making friends. Um, it like, uh, you know, it wasn't a big deal for me. I'm not trying to be like the patron saint of whatever, but so like when we stopped in the south side and everything, um the girl who I went to like the business conference thing with, she was like visibly shaken from like seeing like so many pawn shops and like what, like whatever. And I was just like doo, 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 doo. And then I got home and I told Mel, I was like, I think we might have been on the south side. She's like, yeah, I looked at your Uber trip. You definitely were on the south side, but if you're safe, you're safe. Okay. Like laying down because I think I'm tired. Yeah, that'll do it for you. So I'm trying to make a pumpkin spice latte hat, but I am making up the pattern and I don't think I'm doing a good job at it. But whatever, I guess. Yeah, having a bit of a mental health journey here, but what's new. So I'm using a 5 millimeter hook because I just pulled up a pattern for like baby hats, and they were like, okay, use a 5, and so I just picked up a 5, but I can change at any time. I'm not beholden to that. If anyone has any suggestions for how to make this more of a baby hat, we could even make it like if it was like a top down. If I did, instead of, I'm doing an increase. Um, I'm increasing every third stitch, but if I just did one per stitch, then it would go straight down and it would look like maybe like a crown of foam. That might be cute. Let's do that. So I'm working with in bed too. If I don't try, I'll be up all night. Yeah. Well, I hope you have a good night, and I hope everything goes okay. I tried a bunch of different yarns, like this just yarn, which is really, I really like this. If you have a knitting machine, it goes through it like butter. It is amazing. It's really good for socks, like so cozy for socks. the closest thing I've been able to find to it, because I don't know what it's called, like fluffy yarn, um, plush yarn, but it's Little Bunny. Um, uh, it's Little Bunny by Premier. Both of them are by Premier. So even though one is sold at the Dollar Tree and one is not. The only difference is Little Bunny is a 5 weight and uh, the plush is a 4 weight, but I think it's just like the length of the fuzz because the core is the same. And then I have some chenille yarn that I was gonna try to crossbreed. I don't know with the fluffy yarn, but I stick to what I know. I love basic yarn. It just makes sense to me. I don't have to think. Does this texture work with this texture? I can just do things. Okay, so I'm going to take out but yeah, so I have had some so one of the things that comes with my hypomania or my mania is hypersexuality. And while I'm sure that sounds like super fun, it actually really is not, because you just it's like going through puberty like again, and like feeling like you need to like rub your junk on like everything to like so it's like it's not like a super fun or enjoyable experience. And I have been trying to work with my doctors to get my like emotions um, on the right path, but it's kind of like I feel like they know a lot more what to do with um, okay, so this is the treatment for hyper hypomania, and here's the treatment for depression. So here they will just kind of give you like a tranquilizer dart, and you just go to sleep. That's kind of the thing. Or in my case, you take this tranquilizer dart. It's really a pill. It's a downer. And you become very depressed. So it's like, is this a win? Because I'd rather be like up here than like depressed and feeling like shit and suicidal. You know, not fun here. But with depression, they're like, okay, well, therapy is good. And because here they're like, we're not even going to try to therapize you. We're not going to touch that. So, and then they're like, sleep, but try to be active, and, all the stuff. And um, I just I know that you both deal with depression, and it's just like, it almost feels like they kind of give up on trying to make you not depressed. But the fact that I deal with both, and I deal with both regularly and often, kind of is a sign of something different. It actually means that my bipolar diagnosis comes with like a caveat of like, oh yeah, and he also rapid cycles, and he has mixed episodes. And so because like not everyone who has bipolar 1, which is what I have, runs through emotions so quickly. And so it's a bit frustrating because um, your body, your mind, your mental well-being were not meant to go through that many emotions that quickly. So I've just been trying to hold on tight and just try to get through this, but I honestly don't know when this will end. And I'm just not having a good time, if I'm being honest. But we'll get there. We'll get there. And like honestly, like you all are a big help to me, because I can't tell you what it means to have friends who, care about me and check in on me and talk me through some of these harder times. Um, so I appreciate it very, very much. Crochet is actually like super helpful in all of my moods, because it keeps me moving, but it doesn't. There's like some form and structure to it, so it doesn't like you don't go like off the rails. I mean, you can and you can make like crazy things, but it's like who cares if you make like a crazy doll or something? Like who cares? It's just like you can have fun and go through those feelings. I think the biggest thing is that like for some people their hypomania, their mania, um, it kind of comes off as like they're having a good time. They're enjoying it. They're feeling free. They're feeling on top of the world. For me, I get really irritated. So like, there have been like multiple times just in this live stream where like I've just been like I'm telling myself like take a deep breath, like breathe, like don't like fucking throw your computer at the wall, because like that's kind of what I want to do, even though that's not really what I want to do. You know what I mean? So it's a weird condition. And I think it's especially weird. I don't want to speak for everyone with depression um, at all. Um, but my wife has depression, and I think that it's something that like bipolar depression looks different than um, like major depressive disorder, and so it can be weird to see the two, to compare and contrast the two, because really they're they're so different. Um, okay, so we are finishing this row. I wish I made that tighter. Need to. Looks bad. Okay. Like the whole thing might look bad, but this especially looks bad. Okay, so okay, so we started going down, and I'm hoping that it just like stretches down. you know, it might sit a little funny on top of a little head, but like let's use Juju as our character model. Perfect. So yeah, I think this is gonna look exactly like a little pumpkin spice latte. I'm gonna just continue going straight down. I'm not gonna add any more. Juju is a good model. Exactly. So I'm not going to do any more additions to the width. I'm just gonna go straight down. So it's kind of gonna look like kind of gonna look like a beer stein, but it won't be that tall. So we need to crochet up 2, and then I'm going to start going around and just doing 1 double crochet. I no pressure, Zach, but have you had a chance to look at those videos that I posted on my other channel? Because I kind of like, and no pressure again, but I did kind of keep you in mind because I was like, I wanted to make sure it was something that was easy to understand, that like people would enjoy. Like, some people are so dry when they teach, and it's not their fault. Everyone has an audience somewhere, but some people are so dry when they teach. You're just like, I don't really want to learn to do this, personally. So I was hoping to make it like kind of fun, but still like easy enough. I really was happy with the yarn that I used. I thought that was a really good idea. So I felt really good about that, because I used Red Heart yarn, which is really accessible to a lot of people. It's affordable, and then also the colors made it easier, I think, to see the things I was doing. So if you have had a chance to see it, I would love to hear your feedback. But if you haven't, that's cool too. I understand. Yeah, I definitely was not going to give you Pound of Love. This stuff is a nightmare, and it looks like an actual smashed pumpkin because what the fuck? Like, honestly, it had no center pole. It I don't even know how that's possible, but it had no center pole. To drink. So I'm drinking Body Armor Light. Oh, I totally understand. Yeah, boom, just a lot. And it's on my other channel. So just something to keep in mind. Yeah, I totally understand. And like I said, there's no pressure to watch it anyways. It sounds like you know a lot of what I posted anyways. But I tried to give some tips and tricks that helped me when I was starting out crocheting, because I felt like, I don't know, I kept on dropping stitches and I didn't know why. And it was so frustrating because it was like, okay, I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't just drop a stitch. And then, like, later down the line, it actually makes a difference. And you're like, you know? And so it was like, why do I keep on dropping stitches? And where are they going? Why can't I just crochet like a straight strip? Why can't I do that? Shouldn't everyone? No, it's actually really hard. So hopefully the videos teach you to be a little gentle on yourself too. So there has been some news on the furls front, which I took a lot to be able to say that. So first of all, they are no longer going to be no longer going to be selling Odysseys. So the Odysseys, they have a broader range than the resin hooks. So that's a big bummer because like these went all the way down to a B hook, which I believe is a 2.25 hook. Whereas the resin hooks only go down, the streamlines only go down to a 4 millimeter. And the 4 millimeters for a lot of them are depending on the material that they make it out of, tend to be very weak. Like I found that if you have like the clear resin at the tip, they're weaker. They're a lot more likely to break, and then you can get a replacement if it's within like 6 months or something like that. But of you buying it, but you're much better off buying. I mean, this is a G plus, so it's like 4.5 millimeter, but an opaque tip is a lot more, a lot less likely to break. There we go. And then they also discontinued the candy shop hooks, which I am unhappy and unwell with. So the candy shop hooks, I don't have my candy shop with me. So I only have one candy shop hook. It's the only candy shop hook that I need, that I want, and they're taking it away from me. So the candy shop hooks go down to a 3.5 millimeter. I think that's as small as I go. That so happens to be the size that I use to make my packers. Um, and uh, while they have different handles, um, they still have kind of this general shape that is very ergonomic for a lot of people. A lot of people have tendonitis or carpal tunnel, and they're still able to crochet because of the shape of the furls hook. So my 3.5 furls. So the thing is, and I talk about hooks a little bit. I did a video on hooks, but so the furls, if you have a yarn that tends to split, will tend to split with the streamlines and the odysseys. So the only option for hooks um, that were good with yarn like that were the candy shop hooks. And so the candy shop hooks have a rounder tip, and they also tend to be a little rounder under here, not so like stabby as they grab the yarn. So I so when I make my packers, I always use cotton, and cotton is just very piecey. Like it's very it just comes apart like that because it's a natural fiber that doesn't have anything to kind of um, fuzz up and hold it together. So it tends to split a whole lot, and I really can't use any other hooks other than the candy shop hooks if I want like a uber ergonomic hook. Um, I um, so I I'm a little sad about that, but honestly, the candy shops were always really pricey to me. Hi Lisa, welcome in. I am trying to make a little uh, pumpkin spice latte um, hat for, I don't know, babies, I guess. I'm just kind of making it whatever size it wants to be, you know. What are you working on? What are you doing? Um, so I so yeah, I'm a little sad that the candy shops are going, if I'm being honest, just because I wish I got one more chance to buy one or two candy shop hooks for my future. I broke my first candy shop hook because they're very sewing up a beanie. Ooh, that sounds nice. Yeah, I just started this tonight, and I had a couple ideas for yarn, some fuzzy yarn, but I just settled on some kind of basic yarn, uh, nothing too fancy. I just couldn't make my dreams come true, so I had to do something different. Um, Yeah. So one thing that Furls is going to do apparently, which I don't think I'm happy with. So they're gonna start doing like interchangeable like hooks and like bodies. Um, Now, I've never particularly liked these in other like crochet hooks and things like that. I just, for me, it kind of is like sometimes an excuse to like sell everything in a set, and then it's like way too expensive. What are you doing? Cat's crazy. Um, and as a crazy person, I can say that. So yeah, I don't really like that. Also, I like using multiple hooks. I like making multiple projects at a time, and so it's like, what do I have to like? Just like I take the hook apart for this one and just like I don't know, like write a note on it, like this is I use this size, and then I work use it over here. Like I like having multiple hooks because then I can just leave it in the project, and then I won't forget what size hook I was using. I know there's a million and one hacks on remembering. Excuse me, kids. Can we stop being fools? Is that possible? Yeah, I'm looking at you, Reiki. I'm looking at you, son. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god, your nose is so wet. Your nose is so wet and so cold. So yeah, so that's what I have seen and gathered of the furls hooks, and I just have some feelings. Um, I did find out today, and like maybe I'm the only person who didn't know this. If I am, let me know. But I also love clover more. So like they do hurt my hand more than the furls. Like I'm just gonna be honest. Like I wish they didn't. I wish I wish the cheaper hook prevailed, but it doesn't. Um, but I found out that like the kit that most people know that clovers come in. They also have a smaller kit, which is good and bad because those kits are expensive. But boy, do I love those hooks, and they have small, like teeny, like lace weight, and like that is really awesome because I was like having so much trouble. I do have a 2.75 millimeter Odyssey. That's as small as I got with my Odysseys. I only have two Odysseys. Um, and one is a 5. Like, one's a 5 millimeter. Why would I need a 5 millimeter? Get something small. Duh. But too late. Um, and yeah, so I um, yeah, I'm sad to see those things go, but change happens and you got to deal with it. So tis what it is. Okay, so it kind of looks like a cake, doesn't it? A little cake. I kind of think it would be really cute to have like a little straw, but I think that would. I just like. I don't think that is the the key for me. I think I'm gonna put a pom pom. Um, that might be my answer. But, like, I do think a straw would be cute, but if this is a hat for a baby, then, like, I don't know how to make a straw other than with, like, a dowel. Like, does anyone know how to make a straw, like, other than I mean, I could just, like, glue, like, a plastic straw. I could get some cute, like, paper straws, but I think those would, like, bend if a baby, like, lied back on it or something. Okay, so I was using a double crochet. I'm really not liking how the double crochet looks stretched out. It's just got a bunch of holes in it, and I don't really love it. Um, and the picture that I saw was that, what's the name of that stitch? Okay, so someone's trying to sell this beanie, so I'm not gonna like, show what like I mean, I guess I'm showing the beanie, but like I I you see like how like what is the name of that stitch that looks like I don't know, like a heart or something? I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Maybe if I just like look through Bag of Days. Uh I saw that uh Crystal did a Maple Leaf Granny Square, which is so cool because I did the Granny Squares last year. I know I did the Maple Leaves last year. Um, and okay, so I'm just trying to find the stitch. But I like don't even know where to start, and it's just like it's sending me everywhere. I wish I knew what this was called. Videos, okay, playlist. Let's see. I know she has just like stitch tutorials, right? I love Crystal. I'll always go to Crystal first for anything. Like even if I'm like, there's no way she's got this. There's no way she does this. Like this is like not her style at all. I'll still be like, yeah, I'm gonna. Okay. Okay, will I find it here? I like honestly, I don't know what like words to look for. Um, so if you know what stitch it is, please let me know. That would make me happy. Okay, she's got so many stitch tutorials, but not the one I need. Oh man. Wait, that kind of looks like it, but like backwards. Or it doesn't have the double part. If you're wondering what I'm looking for, I am looking for this stitch where it kind of looks like a heart. It's got like kind of like, it looks like a couple loops this way and then a couple loops this way. So if you know what that stitch is called, please let me know. Okay. Yeah, this isn't it. Okay. So let's see. What words can I use? Crochet heart stitch. Heart stitch. Nope. Nope, that's not it. Okay, let's see. Okay, puffy crochet heart garland. Okay, this is, okay, someone is doing a, like, just like a strand of the stitch. Yarn over half 10 times. Divide into 2. Whoa. It was nice chatting with you too, Lisa. Thanks for coming on. Okay, wow, this has blown my brain hole out of the water. Okay. So, how the fuck do I do this? Okay. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So I like this. So, puffy heart. Maybe puffy. Oh, can't spell puffy. Okay. So let me respell puffy because that would be cool. Okay, so this garland is still here. And okay, so I see the stitch. Okay, so it's the crochet V puff stitch. Isn't that cool? My case has built-in, you can sit on its side like this, and then it also has this, so I can cover up my camera. I'm doing something naughty. I don't know what that is. Okay, so let me, so it looks like they need an even number of stitches. So I'm gonna undo this. Where are my scissors? I don't know where they are. I didn't even bring scissors in here, apparently. That's rude. Bee hooked crochet. So, this is Brittany. She's from Bee hooked crochet. Okay, so let me count my stitches before I undo everything because it's a little bit easier to count in color than in white. I mean, I could multiply. So that's okay. So I have 33. This is 3 times 11. Okay, so I love the way this looks. I've always loved this stitch. I never knew what it was called. I just, like, every time I saw it, like, on something, I was like, wow, this is so cool. So I think I'm going to start with a decrease. But I'll still have an odd number. Okay, what do I do? Maybe I just have like a stitch. Actually, I mean, like, the thing is, it's kind of going out a little bit, anyways. I wonder if I could just, like, chain up, and then if I could just skip a stitch. That seems fun. I love making my own rules, but it does look like I'm doing things from the opposite direction. So I'm not really quite sure how we're gonna do this. Now, I haven't really done that much. So I could just work it up from the bottom and then put this exact top on it. That wouldn't be a huge deal. In fact, that might just be what it needs to be to do that stitch. Um, but it will be even more important to make sure that this size is correct for. I mean, there's got to be some age that this size fits, right? Gotta be. And this will help me go get scissors. And okay, I think that's what I'll do. I'll do this stitch. I'll do, I'll probably do a pumpkin spice, like this color, um, ribbed, ribbed edge. I like that so much better. I don't know if I want it to look like. Yeah, actually, maybe I don't. Maybe I'll do a foundation chain instead, because then we'll have some stretch to it, and then I can get the look that I want. I think I like that better because I don't want to do like here is like a section, here's a section, here's a section on such a small head. That seems like it's doing too much fingers and too many pots or pies or whatever. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.